Hey, what is going on, everybody? Blades for here, back with another video of Black Clover Mobile. And inside of this video, guys, we're going to be going over pretty much the biggest threats inside of Arena and why these characters are such of a threat into the PvP scene. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And of course, hit that like and subscribe button if you are new or even returning. Really does help me out in the long run, and I appreciate every bit of it. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, going with this video, guys, we're going to be talking about these characters right down here. These 8 characters pretty much here that our boy Zxous has actually provided for us. I'll be linking his channel down in the description below as well. Give him a little bit of a check out too. But we're going to be going over these characters, pretty much explaining why there's such a problem, at least in the beta as of now. This thing could, of course, change in the future, but so far as in the beta, and then at least I think the last day of the beta is tomorrow, these characters are a major problem. And we're going to start off with our girl, Mimosa. Now, Mimosa, to at least say the least, if you do not have this character, you're going to want this character. She is an amazing HP healer. She absolutely can get everything done that you need. Out heal just by doing damage itself with lifesteal. You can actually debuff people as well with at least an ultimate that gives you not only debuff blocks, but absolutely a huge amount of HP gain. I'm talking about at least in the 30k, 20k sometimes. It's crazy how much HP you can actually get from this character. And as the options say right here, if you do not have her, there's no point in playing. Like, quite literally, trying to hit her or at least out heal her damage or out damage her heal per se is very hard to do. Because every single time that you're going to try and at least kill someone while she's still on the field, she's just going to fill them back up to full health, especially if they're geared and everything like that. She's going to have full health, everyone. You have to take this character out first. If you do not take her out first, pretty much it's going to be a stall battle, and it's most likely going to lead you to ending. Because how this game works, of course, inside of the at least Arena, the more turns that go around, kind of how like 7DS does it, instead of it just being a corrosion effect, the more things either affect you with damage, different debuffs are placed upon your characters, and so on when it comes down to that. So Mimosa is one of those characters that you really want to take out first. Now, for our next character here, we do have Mars. Now, Mars is he's a mixture here, because between him and Mimosa is definitely annoying, but Mars is an interesting character. This character, when he has defense like crazy, is very hard to kill. But along with this, he has the gimmicks of 100% stuns, as you can tell, and taunts. This man is pretty much at the pinnacle of PvP. Boy Gikku up there did a PvP tier list. I actually will link his channel also in the description below, because he ended up doing a PvP tier list and explaining it as well. And I have to say, it's kind of crazy to see that Mars, if he can just do a basic attack, his literal first basic attack will stun you. Off rip, will stun you. His second attack is more of an AoE type of attack, of course, and has a chance to stun, as well as his ultimate has a chance to stun. If you do not get rid of this character, especially after Mimosa, you may be in some trouble, right? Normally they're going to be paired with William here, giving him the extra magical damage, of course. And that's very much so a problem here. So with our boy Mars, one of his skills, at least his first skills here, it's literally a 65% chance of stunning on that one target. But with the other skill coming in, it is a 65% or at least a 60% chance to remove all buffs. And you can actually stun with it, along with taunts the characters. This is not okay. Like, this character is very much so a problem in PvP. He probably will be changed, knowing like how PvP is going with everything. He might be changed in the future to at least balance it out. But if you see this, that you're going against him, you want to take him out as fast as possible. Now, going on to our top 3 to take out first here would be William. William is pretty much in every last team inside this game. As a person who's been playing, and I think I ranked around like top 100 for the last one. I know Zxous and them ranked around like maybe 20s and 30s. I think they're pretty dang high as well. This character is absolutely busted. Okay, William over here can not only hit you with different things and actually deal some decent damage, but the tree transformation on his second skill hits one of your characters. It also will, no matter what, keep them from attacking. They're pretty much stun locked in a sense here until they come back to the plate of the speed gauge here. And it also lowers your stamina. This is stupid. This is one of the things that if you have him on a speed build type of set with William, and he just keeps coming up to the plate, getting these skills back as fast as possible, not along with his ultimate of actually giving you invulnerability from at least dying whenever you're close to dying. No matter what, you can't die until that buff goes off of you. He also gives you debuff block to an extent as well. This character makes anything way more, at least I want to say a little bit more hard to deal with. Now, along with this character, of course, he can give you restoration, which is a decent bit of at least a decent bit of HP back. But I will tell you this, it's not as much as you may think, not as much as Mimosa. So for the healing wise, you don't have to worry about that too much, but you definitely have to worry about his debuff block, his immortality, and that stinking tree. I promise you, there's been a couple matches that I've lost by just like being careless, and I did not go for the William when I needed to. Got straight up tree transformation, and it was game over from there. It can really change the tides of the battle, so I do suggest go for him third as fast as possible. Now, Real as our top 4 on the list, and the reason why I say top 4 instead of the top 3 is because Real is pretty easy to get rid of. Real is one of those characters that if you have certain magical cards on him for crit damage and critical, he can be a very much so big problematic issue. But along with that information, if you just ignore him to an extent or either keep him under stunning, he really isn't too much of a threat. He actually is pretty easy to get around. The only issue is if he is not stunned and you do hit his counter, it will hurt. He can hurt the other enemies up above as well, but there's a lot of them that is that can straight up counter him, mainly because let's say William over here can easily just tree transformation from him. Mars can easily stun or taunt him, get rid of that easily, and then Mimosa can just straight up take off the debuffs, so it would not really matter. The only thing that is an issue, I would say personally, other than the counter, is his ultimate, because his ultimate does cleanse off buffs. So it is kind of annoying to deal with that, but other than that, he's really not the biggest threat in Arena for the most part. And I'm not doing this on purpose for the puns, please do not kill me. But he's not really that much of a problem. He's pretty easy to take out. So we're gonna hurry up and just move on to Asta. Now Asta, 5th biggest threat. I feel like he should go the 4th. So I'll talk to Zxous about that, but we'll see about it because there is some reasons why. But Asta is the heaviest hitter that I've seen in this game. If you legit have debuffs such as like defense reductions, which he actually applies to you while doing a lot of damage with that skill as well, it's a second skill, you're pretty much dead. Like if he has any defense reduction on your unit and he uses an ult, it's over with. Done. I literally did a PvP match earlier where me and Zxous both hit 100k on a person with the defense reduction. He hurts. As he slowly lives throughout the game, he's getting stronger. Because what you do, you go ahead, you pair him with Mimosa. Mimosa gives him not only magical attack, which is not useful for him, but she gives him attack buff as well. His basic attack also freaking gets up his own attack percentage as well too. So you'll have so much attack percentage on this one character. And if you pair it with defense penetration gear, with high crit damage, and attack just in general, this man will slap an entire team easily. You can have at least a person who is even type advantage over him, and he will still smack them up like it's nothing. So this character is very much so one that you would like to get rid of. He's a character that I would like to say is at my number, I want to say number 2 or number 3 slot for actually getting rid of first. But he is only a single target character, so I guess you can kind of put him back a little bit more, which is why he earns his spot at the 5th place for biggest threats. Now, Heath is a character that I've never actually ended up using. I didn't get it around for it, but I'm going to try and get to it maybe later on today just to give him out a good little test here. But Heath is a little bit of an issue that I've heard from his freezing and stuff like that. If you don't do that, he will kill you pretty easily by keeping your team frozen. I think it's his ultimate, if I'm right, that actually just freezes your entire team, which is very much so problematic. But I do have the game open in the background that you guys can't see, but I'll actually read you some of the skills. With his first skill here, he has a 40% chance to freeze an enemy target 1 turn after every attack. He also applies a defense penetration level 1 when attacking this enemy if they have a freeze debuff. Now, that's off rip, he has 1 whole freeze right there. In his next skill here, not only does he reduce speed, but he also increases his own speed by 25%, while also freezing the enemy as well. Has a high chance of freezing the enemy for 75%. And then you have his ultimate. This man's ultimate is kind of stupid, okay? It quite literally is just like, oh, you want your whole team alive, you want to do something? No, your entire team is legit frozen, like 75% to freeze. All the person needs to do is have pretty much a debuff set on to guarantee that frozen ultimate, and it's over with for you. So Zxous' best thing that he could tell everyone is pretty much you have to have this man outsped or stun him. If you don't, you will probably have a decent bit of time trying to beat this man. He's definitely hard to kill. Now, going on to our 7th character, which is Jack, someone I used really early in. I can definitely say that he is very nasty with just bleed in general. If you can just bleed out the opponent, and this is pretty much just easy for him to do. His basic attack does an AoE hit, but I think it's his 2nd skill and his ultimate that are like the issue bringers here, in which them two themselves will cause a bleed, as well as just annoying amount of crit damage with his ultimate. So think of just having 4 bleeds on you. If he uses an ult on you, his damage is multiplied. It hurts a ton. So this character is a little bit problematic, but he's rather easy to kill. It's kind of like a glass cannon. He doesn't do the most damage, but can do a lot of chip damage. But he's very, very squishy. So if you just go ahead and hit him a couple times, it'll be no problem taking him out. Lastly, we have our boy Yuno here, in which, if I'm right, he's talking about the SR Yuno here, which is fairly a problem. The other Yuno as well is a little bit of an issue as well, but it's nothing too big, okay? Of course, one of them will be an issue when it comes to if you have debuffs on your characters, they will do more damage, but it's really nothing to worry about. If it's the one that he's talking about with the SR one, yes, he can ignore defense. He also can reduce your defense with certain movesets. He can also increase damage taken from other characters and increase his own critical percent by 30%, in which is fairly annoying, but not impossible to get around. So, Yuno is also an issue inside of the PvP scene, but that's only our 8th pick. As for the rest of the characters, they're pretty easy to handle. Nothing's really too big with them, but had to keep the at least video not too long for you guys. We're nearly at around 15 minutes. So hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'll be coming out with more information as well with this game. Even though the CBT is actually ending soon, I'm still going to be introducing some information out on the game itself. So if you guys are ready for that, be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Does help me out a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to check out Zxous and Gikku as well. Peace.